Mining cryptocurrencies allow you to earn passive income. In a way, it's just simply investing, right? But you're investing in this hardware because it's supposed to earn you a return. And some people look at it as simply as putting dollars in and they want to get more dollars out of it. Some people get really into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and like, I'm going to put these dollars in and I hope I end up with more Bitcoin down the road, as opposed to just simply buying Bitcoin with that static dollar amount in the beginning. The question now is, what's a good ROI? What's a good return on your investment? There's a lot of startup costs with a lot of things. People are happy to earn, 5% in their savings account right now, which historically is very high. You can, of course, buy properties, rent them. You can go the Airbnb route. Some people are making bank on Toro, renting cars. There's a lot of different things you can just basically do. Tails, why are you staring at me over there? Come on. This is my super cute pup, Tails Vosk. She's the owner of the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Hello, I'm Drew Vosk. I work here for my Doug. Today we're going to be breaking down what's the ideal ROI? Like, what makes a miner a good buy? We're going to look at some market data where I'm going to weigh in with my experiences, and I'm also just going to input a lot of community feedback here, because this isn't just what I think. I'll tell you what I think, but what do people generally think? And we're also going to address the question and run some equations of, is it better to buy the coin or mine the coin? Only 276 days until the Bitcoin halving. Harry Plopper, he's a Lizard Larry, and Ron Beasley. They're scared, they're terrified, and so am I. When Bitcoin halves, the amount of money mined per day with Bitcoin will be simply cut in half. And let's kind of open with that. It looks like Tails is leaving me. Alexa! Can you open the door? Tails is leaving when I'm recording this video. She doesn't like this video. Well, it hurts. It really hurts. On a lot of different levels. So let's go ahead and rank this out by emission, right? It doesn't have everything. But we look at this, right? There's a lot of money to be had, even in a bear market, if you want to consider that, or just a bad crypto market overall. Right. I mean, when the market sentiment is just, very poor overall, I still consider this, essentially a cryptocurrency bear market. Over $20 million in Bitcoin mined per day, $1 million in Doge, right? $500,000 in Kaspa, $250,000 in Chia and Litecoin. I mean, like, just those alone are just absolutely a lot of money. But what does it cost to get into, a miner right now? Well, there's the new Antminer X5, which mines Monero, which puts out about $60,000 in new coins per day, right? We see a incoming Bitcoin miner, 120 terahash a second, $2,500. We see some other models that are more expensive. Some of them mine different coins. This is obviously incredibly expensive. We see some others that have been, very popular and lucrative, like namely Dash, which has been a surprisingly good return, most notably when you're selling your hash rate with that miner. But these are ASIC miners. So we're going to talk about a few things. An ASIC miner is an application-specific integrated circuit miner. It's a purpose-built machine. You think of it like an arms race. An ASIC miner is just the most powerful, most efficient miner if it's developed for that cryptocurrency. So they're very popular nowadays. They're on many different coins. This is Crypto Miner Bros. This is a miner reseller. I've got an affiliate link down in the video description below and a coupon code to save some coin. You can go to Bitmain directly or some of these other manufacturers if you want. But take the S19K Pro, $2,520. We go over here to Crypto Miner Bros. It's the same price, cheaper, whatever. In this current era, you're normally saving money and getting better customer service when you work with a good miner reseller. It can be the absolute opposite experience if you go with the wrong one. It's not just about finding the cheapest price for a miner. Oftentimes, when it comes to buying miners, if you're not buying from a good, popular, reputable place, you may wait months to get your miner. So just be very careful thinking that your quick Google search is taking you where you want to go. I would like to really encourage you, if you're getting into mining, to head over to VoskCoin Talk It's our community ran forum. You can chime in here, say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this from here. What do you guys think? You may find out that you were on a complete scam site that could save you literally thousands of dollars. There's also the VoskCoin Discord server. There's over 50,000 incredible miners in there. All right, have some fun. Get involved. This isn't about plugging our communities a ton or anything like that. There's just so many incredible people in here that can give you real-time feedback and hopefully help you make better decisions there. So this Mind the ASIC site has a payback tab. It's kind of interesting. We look at payback time to really bring it into the focus of this video. And again, I'll talk about other miners, but let's look at ASIC miners because they're just so popular and rampant in the mining space. We're going to run the numbers at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. That is more expensive than a typical mining farm, but it's a good residential rate. And, obviously you can cut these electricity costs in half if you have 5 cents and you're running a mining farm, whatever. But my focus is more on at-home mining, residential mining, decentralized mining, getting more people into mining, having fun, and really just illustrating this incredible opportunity we have, simply put, with mining. So, with all that said and in mind, we have one thing in the green, 4.6 months, and that's not going to be true. We look at these other ones, 22 months, 25 months. 25 months, we're already at 2 years. The majority of mining rigs currently, what they cost, right, versus what they earn, taking into account the electricity bill, are looking at like 4 years. And before, there's some interesting numbers I'll break down here. But if you've been following the channel in particular, I've been getting a lot of pushback on the hard drive mining farm I've been building. I just built a shed dedicated to hard drive mining. It's basically my little DIY data center. Okay, and you look at these, and you look at these evergreen miners in particular, right? And I think it makes the most sense to go big, go pro, get the pro kit, or they even just launched it's 2 times the pro kit, which if you can swing that, it's even better savings. This miner in particular, right, it's $3,000, not cheap by any means. But this has 10, 18 terabyte hard drives. They now have compression at 20%. There's even more compression inbound. This thing costs like $5 a month to run because it uses less than 100 watts per day. All that stuff's incredible, right? I've been having a lot of fun farming Chia, it's called, XCH, mining with hard drives, if you will. You can see I've got 4 of these kits over here. 3 are the old ones with 16 terabytes. This one is the new one with 18 terabytes and it's compressed, so it's just crushing the other ones in profitability. I'm putting my money where my mouth is with this miner because I just ordered another one. My compressed one is running better than my other ones, not just in the output, but it's just their new design, their new board, it's killing it. I don't know, I'm very enthused about this. And you can also grab your own with our link in the video description below and our coupon code, which is the only coupon code you can stack with other codes. So for example, if they're still running this sale when you watch this video, you can get that discount and our discount for the most possible savings. What's so cool with Chia farming is when you hit a block, when you're the one who actually solves the miner equation, you get a reward. It's all in the protocol and bam, you get 0.25 of their coins sent directly to your wallet. Imagine if that happened with Bitcoin. It'd be incredibly fun and oftentimes very lucrative. So with this deployment, I'm earning $5 per day or $147 per month or 5 coins. This is a very long payback period. That's true, and that's some of the pushback, but I own general purpose hardware. You compare that to ASIC miners, and that's why some people are so critical about ROIs, is because, once that Bitcoin miner is not efficient anymore, it burns up a ton of electricity and doesn't mine that much coin. These are hard drives, big hard drives. There's all kinds of things you can do with hard drives. So, what are people saying? They want their miners to break even in a year. Well, slim chance, guys. There's one miner that says it's going to do that, and we'll talk about Kaspa mining. A year. This guy thinks 0 days, 3 to 6 months, right? We go over here, and it's like 18 months, 200 days, 18 to 24 months, things like that, right? So, what's realistic here? I put out a poll on YouTube. 16% of people think that you should ROI, or really I asked specifically, do you want to break even on your investment? So we don't really just completely misuse the term of, ROI in my miner. So 0 to 3 months, 16%, 4 to 6 months, 23%. So that means that 39% of people think that they should break even on their investment within 6 months. I understand crypto's fast moving and it's volatile and everything like that, but the market conditions are low. And just what kind of world do you expect to live in as cryptocurrency continues to grow and last and evolve? The ROI periods will continue to lengthen because there's just more and more and more people getting into it. It's increasing the viability, it's increasing the longevity, but it's decreasing the exponential short-term returns that historically were less and less likely, but moving forward are more and more likely to happen. 6 to 12 months, whopping 44%. So that means that only 12% are willing to go out to up to 2 years, and only 5% are willing to go above 2 years. 5% of the 1,400 votes here. And I think maybe that's the difference, right? And I'm mining with even more than just these evergreen miners. I have another plug and play miner, the Juicy miner, which we reviewed, and I am working towards DIYing my own Chia farmers. So that is going to be one of the longer term plays with mining, but it's more applicable to way more people, and Bitcoin payouts are coming. So this is actually potentially a low power Bitcoin miner if you want to view it that way. But let's bring it back to Bitcoin mining. We look at the break-even price on an Antminer S9, very old miner, right? 3 cents. You got to be mining at 3 cents to run that, and that's fine. That's kind of to be expected. S17 just wasn't that great of a miner. Definitely like that in-between miner. You need to be mining at 6 cents per kilowatt hour electricity to just break even on that thing. And when I say break even, I'm like, the amount of coins we mine per day match our electricity cost. So at this point, there's really no reason why not to mine instead of just buying, right? Essentially. We take the S19, 7 cents. S19J Pro, 9 cents. S19 Pro, 9 cents. S19 XP, 12 cents. So you basically need the most powerful, most efficient, most profitable Bitcoin miner to be mining Bitcoin at home and be earning more than you are burning in electricity. Brains has their own OS, and so they basically make some of these run more efficient, and they do help this equation, but you can only do so much. You can see that these are still basically losing, right? And when you look at this profit chart, right? We look at a cost of $3,000, which would be a low price to get into an Antminer S19 XP right now at about 141 terahash a second at 10 cents per kilowatt hour electricity rate. And you break this out, it says that you basically won't pay back, that you won't break even with what they're estimating, with the halving, with future electricity costs. It's just very frustrating when you look at the base numbers and if nothing else changed, where do we end up? And, I think this is where a lot of people kind of fall off the wagon. They say, this is dumb, mining's not worth it, you should just buy the coin. Maybe. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to pitch you on mining. We're just here to run through the numbers and really break it down. So this is what people forget though, right? That miner costs $3,000-$4,000 right now, right? Bitcoin right now is trading 60% down from its all-time high. So if Bitcoin just goes on absolute tear, that miner will be worth several thousand more dollars. You couldn't get into a current generation Bitcoin miner for less than $10,000 for several months, for a while, really, in the last crypto bull run. These miners will appreciate in value as their mining returns skyrocket. That's a time that either means it's too late and too difficult and too expensive to get into mining, or you can cash in and sell all or some of your miners, to really reap those rewards and benefits. Some people buy miners and sit on them, and they are just literally, trying to flip miners for 2, 3, 4x when the market conditions change. Obviously, I'm not, advocating that or promoting that or anything. Enter other cryptocurrencies, right? A lot of people think Kaspa has a bright future. It's shot up to 54. It's been a huge return in the last year. Really, incredible, massive, huge, freaking crazy return. Hit an all-time high just about a month ago. When you look at these charts, it's always the KS3, which is the Bitmain Antminer model. But there's also the Ice River models that are basically doing the exact same thing in different packages. We look at the KS3M, KS3L, KS3 that they make, same name, different manufacturer, but same freaking thing, right? We look at all these, they're basically the same thing. You spend less, you get a smaller one, right? And looking at the mining profitability, I've got a KS0, I've got a KS1, and we look at the earnings. This is my KS1. And with the KS1, I'm earning like 1,000 KAS per day. That is specifically this model right here that I did get from Crypto Miner Bros. This is a great at-home miner, but this is the problem with a new network, and this is I will recognize why people can be so skeptical of ASIC mining, because this coin recently, this is the first generation of ASIC miners. Before this, there were GPUs mining this as well as FPGAs. And we look at the network, and right now, like when I got my first KS0, the network hash rate was like 1 to 2 petahash. It has at least 8x'd since then, and it shows no sign in slowing down. There's more and more miners being produced and dispatched. But this thing doesn't cost, it costs like less than $1 a day to run, and it's still mining over $4. I'm talking about the little one, the KS0. We look at the KS1, it's only using 600 watts, and it's mining 1,000 CAS. So 1,000 KAS is like $34. And if you pay around 10 cents per kilowatt hour, your electricity cost should be somewhere around $1.50 a day, plus or minus, maybe plus 10% at the most. But the point is, that's incredibly lucrative. This miner is not big, it's not loud, but that environment that it's in is rapidly changing. So I understand, when you get into a new series of miners, you do need to break even very quickly because it's very volatile, it's very risky. When you look at Bitcoin miners, there are publicly traded Bitcoin mining stocks. And guess what? Me, your boy, disclosure, have some of these. And so does BlackRock, right? They own TeraWolf. They own Mara. They own Cypher. Okay? Interesting, right? I'm not saying that that's good or that's bad or that makes it right or whatever. The point here being is that the biggest investors in the world are investing in Bitcoin, and they're investing in Bitcoin through Bitcoin mining. If you buy a stock of a company that is a freaking Bitcoin miner, you're just investing in Bitcoin in a roundabout way. And historically, Bitcoin mining stocks have been some of the best Bitcoin related returns possible, as long as they don't go belly up, bankrupt. And that comes from just a poor operation. Quite literally at the end, obviously, but that wasn't a pun. Or was it? So what is the ideal ROI? What is the break-even period? I've run through a lot of data. I've tried to touch on a lot of things current and just like overarching concepts here. When I look at an ASIC miner, I want the break-even to be within 2 years, ideally. That's how I look at it. When I look at other mining hardware, when I look at general purpose, I'm open to longer break-evens. When it comes to Chia farming in particular, I'm betting big. On paper, it would just make a lot more sense to buy the coin. It's near its all-time low. But I'm hoping that this works out long-term, because if Chia goes back to its all-time high, it'll be incredible returns, but these things will be absolute cash cows, and it will be way too late to buy them. A lot of people would also then sell their gear, right? And take some profit. Maybe I'd sell a few that like didn't match the hard drive sizes, as I work towards switching to 18 terabyte and 20 terabyte drives over 16 terabyte drives. But generally speaking, I'm not looking to cash in my hardware either. I want to set it, forget it, let it rip. Operating a mining business has a lot of advantages, from buying into this hardware to operating the gear to expensing electricity. It's a cost you have for the service and business and function you're performing. This is not advice. You need to consult a professional when it comes to all this stuff. This video is not advice. It's not financial and all the disclaimers that we have to have in this current era. These are things I'm really doing. And I'm not just like, making up some bullshit, talking out of my ass. I live this shit. I spend hours every day working on my mining farm. I continue to build and scale out my mining farm every day. And everyone's a critic. F them. I don't give a f. I'm doing my thing the way that I want to do it. Having fun, learning, growing along the way, and documenting it, all the ups and downs. And hopefully you guys learn and take from it and do better than me. Sure, great, awesome. Or at a minimum, at least this is some kind of like weird mining farm reality show and you get some form of entertainment from it. The point here being is I love this stuff. I think it's so cool. I think it's so interesting. I wouldn't be in cryptocurrency if it wasn't for mining, and I would not have stayed in cryptocurrency if it wasn't for mining. I hold mining dear to my heart. It's interesting, it's fun, it's engaging. If you like this kind of stuff, it's just truly enthralling. And I think some people just don't understand that. Buying the coin is so boring. Seriously. This stuff is so fun. It's a hobby turned passion, turned full-time career thing, everything, whatever. It's crazy. So, I mean, that's me. That's where it goes. At the end of the day, when I look at like Chia farming, I'm buying the best gear I can and just letting it run. And, the best gear you can get is the best gear you can get. Simple as that, right? When I look at Bitcoin miners and my electricity rate right now, about 10 cents. I'm working on getting that down. I'm working on deploying 3-phase, but these things are so much more involved than people realize. I picked a location and then built a farm around it, as opposed to picking the best location and then building a farm around it. That would be the difference between me and many other mining farms. True. And it puts me in a worse position. True. But my commute is a minute. That's not the case with them. They may be flying out to their mining farm. I dream of one day having work-life balance. I don't want to spend days and weeks away from my family. They matter to me. And time is a precious resource. And it's not something you can mine. There's no passive income on getting your time back. So, in life, you make choices, decisions. There's pros, there's cons to everything. I just hope that there are pros in this video for you to subscribe, because I hope you subscribe, because we're chasing 1 million and we're still pretty far away. But that's another side dream. I want to get the gold play button. So again, I mean, basically ASIC miner, let's say within 2 years, what I'm hoping for. If it's 2 to 3, I'm not opposed to it. I really look at the coin. I'm not going to keep talking forever, but that's one more thing I want to talk about. And a couple people chimed in and said this too. The payback period also depends on the coin, the viability of it. Like, what's their funding look like? What's their team look like? What's their outlook look like? Are they very healthy? Are they building? Are they growing? What's their war chest look like? If you are like, how are these guys not going to be here in 5 years? Then maybe a longer break even up to 5 years, isn't as scary. It's hard to build out mining farms to scale, depending, what level you want to take things. It's not, you can buy one miner and set it up real quick, good, cool, good job. But if you want to do 10, 100, it starts to get pretty involved. And hardware acquisition is not the easiest or simplest thing. In these market conditions, easy overall. But in a bull run, man, everybody's fighting for everything. So anyway, I could talk about this stuff all day. That's my 2 cents. Ideally less than 2 years. Open to 2 to 3 years on ASIC miners, general purpose hardware. I'm willing to go up towards 5, more or less. And sometimes there's unique scenarios, you make exceptions. These are not black and white rules. These are like general parameters, but they are not, concrete. You run with what you got, you do the best you can. The end. That applies to everything in life. On that note, I'm out. Hit the thumbs up. Goodbye.